People, do they tend to miss out their contact information? I mean,
In the past, I've seen people generally put wrong contact numbers or wrong email IDs, and they wonder why am I not getting calls? Why nobody's contacting me?
The recruiter just
Scans through.
He has 6-7 seconds and you're through. Either you're shortlisted or you're gone. So it's definitely, we have to make it in such a way that you just have, it's like वो शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग है
70 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास, शायद तुम्हारी जिंदगी के सबसे खास 70 मिनट।
तो आज तुम्हारे पास सिर्फ 30 सेकंड है, we can say something like that.
बोलता ना कभी कभी बूंद बूंद से बनती सागर। थोड़ा अपना सीवी पे काम करने से आपका ही बेनिफिट है, आपको ही अच्छा नौकरी मिलेगा, आपका ही तरक्की होगी
और सही नौकरी मिलेगा,
आपका टाइम भी बर्बाद नहीं होगा।
Welcome to the episode 3 of Shopfloor to Corporate, where we talk about real hiring challenges. Joining us today is Stanley Monteiro, a talent acquisition leader with over 20 years of experience, hiring across industries and geographies. Stanley currently leads hiring for Pyramid Realty and Wholesale Finance, a strong focus on CXO and senior leadership roles. He has built and led talent strategies across India and for the US, and is known for creating high-performance recruitment teams to shape hiring outcomes. His experience spans implementing global recruitment technologies, strengthening employer branding, and driving initiatives across diversity and leadership hiring. And today, he brings an insights lens on how organizations truly attract and select talent. Welcome, Mr. Stanley. So, Stanley, welcome to the show. This is Shopfloor to Corporate. My first question to you is, what are the quintessential must-have sections in a professional resume?
Great. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for the invitation. In my opinion, the important essentials in the resume should be: one, the contact information. Please mention your email IDs, correct phone numbers. If possible, also add in your LinkedIn URL. It helps. Then a professional summary. Someone should should glance at it and understand what level, what is your experience or something like that, which industry you're targeting, and what is your background. A short summary sort of. Then comes to the basic, mention your core competencies, hard skills that you have, any computers, but keep it short, crisp. And then your experience. And one important thing would be mentioned in the reverse chronological order. So that is more important, because many people start from their first job. Probably someone has more experience, than it would be go. So it is always
going
better.
latest first.
The latest first to the oldest later. And then if last to close it, it would be any award, honors. I think it helps generally to know that you have achieved something in your previous organizations.
So you mentioned LinkedIn URL also. This is also one of the quintessential.
Yes.
And people, do they tend to miss out their contact information? I mean,
in the past, I've seen people generally put wrong contact numbers or wrong email IDs, and they wonder why am I not getting calls? Why nobody's contacting me? Or sometimes people put in one phone numbers, they miss a call from the recruiter, and they're calling back from another number. And if you have two numbers, mention two numbers, so it helps.
Yeah, so you mentioned your details should be
Yeah.
in order.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult thing.
And attention to details is quite must, right? I mean, your own personal information, if it's wrong, it's an easy way of telling the recruiter that I am careless. So easy call for rejection.
And whatever the achievements are, and that should be. Yeah. But these things are the first things that should be on a resume.
These should be right. See, because this is something which it makes you visible, and if there is spelling mistakes, errors in the resume, this tells the recruiter or that you are careless, you are not paying attention to detail. So and especially entry level, hardly it takes a simple spell check to do it, and you should be more and utterly careful when, especially at senior levels.
Right. And some people tend to mention their CTC. So where do you think does it
I would
current CTC, expected CTC, something like that?
See, I would avoid mentioning it, because you might be limiting So generally, personal details, CTC, your resume is floating the market. It's actually moving through multiple planes. Some companies don't prefer putting your CTC, so I would avoid doing that. Avoid putting extra personal details, married, Hindu, religion. So I would suggest mentioning religion, caste. So I think these are something where a person should avoid. Mentioning those extra details. Keep it like a professional resume. I mean, this is not like your marriage proposal, right?
Right. So when it's like on your resume, you don't mention it, but like if you have you're uploading it on a portal, so
Yeah.
at that time,
See,
is it valid?
Portals also would be more generic. They will ask you about CTC. They'll ask you about your marital status. They will ask you general. They can't go very specific into religion, caste, and all that. So they will keep it more broad and general. There, obviously, portal to portal, they will ask you for information. There, it is a must because then you are getting or you are targeting the right jobs, right? So that let's say if the salary bracket is between 5 to 6 lakhs, then obviously you will get jobs which are relevant or proportionate to your salary expectations.
Right. So you mention it on the portal, not on your resume,
Yeah.
what you upload.
Professional resume, keep it very simple, nothing personal or something, because that's only when an HR recruiter calls you, you should be able to confirm to them.
Okay, that's a good insight. So coming up with the second question, what is more important, the actual experience or the visual representation of a CV or a resume?
It's a good point. I get a lot of people ask me that I have a lot of experience, but how does it matter whether I present it well? Think of it. Your experience is the engine,
Right.
and presentation is the fuel, right, to drive it, right? So I have seen many people generally have very good experience and still get not shortlisted because their presentation is poor, and vice versa, where someone has an average experience but they presented it well, took an effort to present. So it's your experience which will get you the job, but your presentation will make it visible, right? So that's where I will want you to people to pay more attention on, because unless it's visible, nobody is going to notice it.
Right.
Second
So
is
you won't be maybe shortlisted initially.
Correct.
So you need to present it well.
Correct. And generally a recruiter, has to scan around 100 of applications. So generally he or she would take around 5-6 minutes, 5 to 6 seconds to actually scan through a resume. So, I mean, the one which is most appealing is going to get shortlisted. The rest all is going to be on hold or, rejected.
It's just like we had in the board exams, we were asked to prepare your paper presentation. So if your handwriting is good, you'll get good marks. You write it with a black pen or a blue pen. That appealing in the first instance, it should be presentable. Then only you'll be shortlisted.
Absolutely.
Though you are so skilled or experienced or
Absolutely.
well versed with the topic or anything, but I think presentation is
absolutely and people having experience, it makes it more essential to articulate it well, put it well.
Right.
That's the reason. So someone putting efforts obviously deserves the merit of getting selected.
Yes,
shortlisted.
And obviously, if you're not shortlisted, then you're not going ahead with anything.
Then you're not going to get, you will not be able to elaborate on your experience, because you may have so much of experience. You're not going to put everything in 1 page or 2 page, right? But how do you summarize your entire experience in those 1 or 2 page? Then you can further elaborate, give more justifications in a 1 hour interview.
Right. So the first things first.
First things first, you're right.
Right. So Stanley, we all know that today's job market is very competitive. And what makes a resume instantly shortlist worthy?
Today, the biggest challenge is, with the every candidate has to undergo 2 hurdles. One, an applicant tracking system, which matches the candidate to the job descriptions. And second is the recruiter, who has limited amount of time. Probably he'll take around 6-7 seconds to actually shortlist a resume.
6-7 seconds you're talking about.
Yes.
The recruiter just
Scans through.
He has 6-7 seconds and you're through. Either you're shortlisted or you're gone.
You're correct. Because every recruiter would have to screen through hundreds of applications, sometimes even thousands, right? It becomes humanly impossible. And that's the reason people generally get into implementation of onboarding an ATS system, which matches relevant resumes to the job descriptions.
Right.
So whatever you represent, keywords, search matches, those links are linked to the ATS system, links and tells the recruiter that you are highly matched for this role. Then the recruiter would only look at those 10 or 15 shortlisted profiles which are being shortlisted by the ATS and scan through that.
Okay, so you're saying the ATS shortlist first,
Yes.
then it comes to the recruiter, and the recruiter does the final
recruiter
filtering.
again reviews.
Yes.
Because the limitation of ATS at times can be it matches basis on keywords.
Okay.
So it only highlights certain parameters. It will go through the recruiter. Recruiter would look at the key achievements, look at what you have done, feel whether you have shortlisted, and decide to call you and probe more. So my sense is under 30 seconds and your resume will be shortlisted or rejected. So that's the reason presentation is very much important today's competitive.
So it's definitely we have to make it in such a way that you just have it's like वो शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग है आज तुम्हारे पास 30 मिनट है तो आज तुम्हारे पास सिर्फ 30 सेकंड है, we can say something like that to the resume.
It's I mean, unfortunately, it's very limited time for that person. So people might be wondering, I've applied multiple places, but I'm not getting a job. My sense is, go back through your resume, see what you're doing. Another important factor is, employers are looking for achievers, not doers. Making changes in your resume which shows more of what you have done, what you've achieved, makes it more attractable, right? So if you mention that I have achieved X number of cost saving, by doing these 3 things, that would be more appealing to the recruiter.
So we need to put numbers into this.
Numbers, percentages, timelines, everything in these helps.
Okay, so I have saved certain amount of money. Suppose I have saved $1 million or some 100 crores of the company.
Yes.
I have to put that
Correct.
specifically into the resume.
Correct. Because that will stand out. That will highlight that, okay, you were involved in this. But if you put participated in negotiating with the contractors, but they don't know, that's more like your, run-to-earn job. Whether you have been successful in achieving something, will you bring value to the organization once I decide to hire you? That, only your resume will be able to tell the person that, okay, I deserve a call, please call me. Once you get a call, then you can always elaborate on, what you did, how you went.
So figures matter here as well.
Yes.
So we talked about ATS also, but all companies do not have the ATS. Now what makes the recruiter, now he will have much lesser time because he has more number of resumes. So what makes that resume stand out according to you?
So you're right. I mean, there are some companies still, are not using ATS. Will they should, it would actually benefit them a lot. Right. But in event a recruiter will still be burdened, so he will then have even lesser time to actually evaluate a resume.
Right.
So my sense is mentioning your achievements becomes more important, right? So instead of moving away from what I did to what I achieved will bring in a lot of focus, right? So let's say I achieved a cost saving of 1 lakh per month by introducing these 4 methods.
Right.
It will make much more impact rather than you just mentioning I was instrumental in cost saving. You're
Right.
not quantifying it. The person doesn't know whether you are part of it, you were leading it, or what.
He's just a team member.
Or
something
just a
like
team
that.
member.
Right.
Right. Second is, wordings, changing the wordings, right? It's small details like, responsible for, and, or, I was
Handling this.
handling. Many people mentioned, handling, part of, rather than, if you have done something, say led, spearheaded, negotiated. That means that you are involved. So the recruiter will say that, okay, this person was responsible, and I think he will bring value to the role what I'm looking for.
Right. So being more specific rather
Being
than
more
just
specific
saying कि हाँ ये किया वो किया.
I think
ऐसा है.
that really you nailed it, right?
So, and like we discussed about, in our earlier episode, we discussed about Shopfloor hiring also, because that's one of the areas we need to highlight. So, we get resumes from people who are working on the shop floor and freshers also. Now, how do you think their CV can be, it can stand out? How do you think that is possible?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, because most of job boards cater to at least I think graduates or undergraduates who have computer literate, right? But this is the area where I feel I've seen even across, when I was in US also, we saw a lot of people who do not use ATS or job boards, sorry, not ATS but the job boards, struggle to get employment, and then they generally get employment through local agencies, or people whom they have in contracts, or through their networks, right? So my sense is I think having a basic resume is a must. So, and at least having in that contact information, like I mentioned earlier, where someone can contact you, but also specifically putting down points about where you're working, which industries, being specific, right? Not just mentioning working an operator in a pharma company, right? Be very specific, working in a API pharma company, managing XYZ machines. Let's say you're a fitter, working on a lathe machine of so and so caliber, right? If possible, mention what is the output, how much as an output sale you're doing, is there any specific product type you're working on. It helps showcase that you are an expertise. If you know multiple machines, you should specify that.
Yes, specify that particular machine.
Correct.
Like you are working on a lathe or a turning machine or anything.
In fact,
a welder, even a specific, he must be very specific.
Correct. I mean, if there is a machine which is a very specialized one, then you should mention the brand also, right?
Achha, okay.
You should mention the make and number also, because if it's very rare and not many companies have that, that becomes your advantage, right? You're going to be within the top 5 applicants, aiming for that job.
Right. And going down further, maybe if you are in a production unit, so you might even mention the tonnage. Okay, itna production nikala मैंने, या इतना machine पे इतना घंटे में इतना हमने output दिया है.
Correct. So that would help a recruiter know that, okay, I am calling. Otherwise वो क्या होएगा, वो operator बोल के बुला लेगा, उसके बाद में he has to again spend half an hour with you. Then and plus to know that, okay, unfortunately you're not a fit for the job. So the more the simple, even a simple resume, but making these little changes helps. बोलता ना कभी-कभी बूंद बूंद से बनती सागर. तो I mean थोड़ा अपना CV पे काम करने से आपका ही बेनिफिट है, आपको ही अच्छा नौकरी मिलेगा, आपका ही तरक्की होगा,
और सही नौकरी मिलेगा.
सही नौकरी मिलेगा,
नहीं तो
और आपका टाइम भी बर्बाद नहीं होगा.
हाँ, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिशियन है तो ही मस्ट वो बंदे को स्पेसिफाई करना है कि भैया मैं हाई पावर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन पे काम कर रहा हूँ, या इंडस्ट्री में हूँ, या मशीन इलेक्ट्रिशियन हूँ, समथिंग लाइक दैट, ऑटोमेशन इंजीनियर हूँ. तो या वो मेंशन करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप क्या काम कर रहे हो, बी स्पेसिफिक. और अगर मशीन ऑपरेटर है तो मशीन का नाम भी आपने जैसे बोला कि वो मेंशन द नेम ऑफ द मशीन यू आर वर्किंग ऑन.
करेक्ट. And today creating a resume, it's not very difficult. There are a lot of tools. Even earlier it used to cost money, but now it's free. Even Word, if you go and if you have a format, Yes. So almost some places पे अगर नहीं है तो थोड़ा initially मेहनत करना पड़ेगा.
Use the tools, use the AI, and use your own intelligence first.
Correct. Basic operators. I mean, if you don't, I know in rural Indias you may not have access to computers easily, but my sense is it's like a one-time investment. Right. Someone should nowadays everybody has mobile, everybody has WhatsApp. People can access those. Create a simple resume, save it. In the long run, it will definitely help. And we are moving towards digital India, right?
Right.
And we are in a
Simple and
digital age.
standard and specific. I
Specific.
must say.
With the right contact details.
Right contact with the right contact details. Yes. Or else somebody else might get the job.
Correct. Or otherwise, you'll be expecting that I'm not getting a call. I created a resume, but you're not getting a call.
Exactly.
Because your basic details are wrong.
Are wrong. So I think we have talked much in detail, and your insights were very helpful. Definitely, you're experienced throughout the all the verticals, all the industry experience. You have really given us a lot of insights. So thank you for coming to this show and for your valuable time. It was a knowledgeable experience, and we got views from all the from shop floor to corporate, we can say. Thank you for this coming to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. And it was a wonderful discussion with you. I feel I also have a nice takeaway. And it was an insightful session. So it was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again.